Hi, welcome to the Risk Management for Natural Resource Professionals. We're really looking at some inherent risks for students who are enrolled in the Wildlife, Forestry, and Natural Resources program at Front Range Community College. We do so much field work that we want to make sure that everyone has thought through some basic safety precautions. In this course, we're going to look at three things in particular. The first is environmental hazards. These things may or may not be in our control. Mostly not in our control. However, we can increase our safety by knowing our surroundings and knowing what to look for and what might happen in different situations. The second is personal responsibility. We all need to take care of ourselves, and that affects the entire group, which brings us to communal responsibility. We do a lot of outdoor learning, outdoor laboratories, outdoor field experiences, and we do these in all kinds of different weather, and so it really is important that we walk through these situations together. Okay, before we dive into this different situations, so I want to point out that we have some standard expectations for all students, faculty, and assistants in our field settings. The first is that we expect that you will dress for success. And what that really means is that you will have the appropriate gear on for what you're doing that day. Most of the time, instructors will clarify what you should or should not wear to a field laboratory that will enhance your safety on that field trip. However, if nothing is explicitly stated, then we expect you'll be wearing long pants and closed-toed shoes. And you may also want to have a long sleeve shirt in as an option to put on as well. Another standard expectation is that you'll follow directions. We will go through laboratory practices with you. We will explain what you are supposed to do while you're in the field in order to help keep you safe and help you learn, and we expect that you'll follow those directions. Third thing here is to notify your instructor if you have a medical condition, allergies, or any other concerns that might affect your safety. We are here to help, but that's hard for us to do when we don't know there's a problem. Please, please, please make sure that you let us know if you have allergies that might occur in a field setting, such as to biting insects, or if you have medical conditions that might become a problem depending on the activities that we have in store for you that day. And I want to point out here that even if you list these out on the required paperwork at the beginning of the semester for the liability forms, it still is very helpful to us and would help keep you safe if you point that out to us verbally. Just come up to us one-on-one, make an appointment, or send us an email if you have concerns about your health. The fourth thing here is to follow your gut. What might feel comfortable for your instructor or other students may not feel comfortable for you, and you are ultimately responsible for you. And we will not penalize you for that. We do need you to communicate with us. But if you feel strongly that you're in a situation that is not safe, please remove yourself from that situation. And last but not least, always a rule is to use common sense. Always assess the risks of the situation and err towards safety. And I want to take this a step further and say, when you're on your own or just out with your friends, there may be a different level of risks that you can accept. But when you're in a group setting, in a field setting, with our labs, our club activities, anything else that we would be outside, we need you to be thinking with the most common sense you can muster up, remembering that your actions don't just affect you, but also your fellow students, instructors, and future generations. We may not continue to be able to offer these great field experiences if students are not acting safely in the field. Okay, your first question here. Which one of these examples meets standard expectations? A, Joe arrives for a field trip to the mountains wearing shorts and a t-shirt. B, Estella doesn't feel safe climbing over a large boulder, but she climbs over it anyway because the instructor chose that route. C, the instructor tells the students not to walk under dead trees. Herbert wants a closer look, so he walks under the dead trees. D, Pip is wading in the river and notices the water looks deep in front of him. He isn't sure it really is, but chooses to avoid that area anyway. So I'm going to stop the recording now. You will need to choose the correct answer on the D2L quiz.